I still cannot believe I got my hands on these Italian-made Polo Ralph Lauren. Originally, these retailed for $500. I only paid 30. And within Ralph Lauren, there are so many layers to the brand with varying attention to detail, construction, quality. That is why finding Italian-made Ralph Lauren trousers for only 30 bucks, that's kind of a big deal. So today I'm gonna take you with me. We're gonna go hunting for Ralph Lauren. We're gonna be checking out the Illinois vintage market, and then I'm gonna be sharing with you my most secret special location where I find all of my rarest Ralph Lauren pieces. Before we get swept up and carried away in all of this Ralph Lauren goodness, we first have to start out at the beginning of the day. We kicked our day off at the Illinois Vintage Festival. Now with the Illinois Vintage Festival, this has been going on for many years. It's kind of an institution at this point. The downtown one is absolutely insane, but when it pops out up here in Grayslake, out in the burbs, that is kind of like the sweet spot. It's just the right amount of vendors, and quite honestly, out here the prices are a lot better than when we're in the city. What's my approach when I walk into such a large venue? First and foremost, I like to keep it easy. It's my type A personality. I start on the far right-hand side, and I weave my way through the aisles just like I would in a grocery store. The things that I'm looking out for are going to be Ralph Lauren vintage clothing. Ralph Lauren, Brooks Brothers, good Eddie Bauer and LL Bean pieces, especially if they're more rugged. Those are going to be the pieces that I stop for time and time again. It's also what I thrift for whenever we're out at Goodwill. I always pass by the booths that are heavy with like t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts. That's not my vibe. I'm 37. I'm a little bit well beyond the graphic tee era of my life. So why am I looking specifically for Ralph Lauren today? Now, Ralph is one of my absolute favorite design brands. I love everything about it. The polo, the collection, the purple label. I have a lot of the Ricky bags in my collection, and my closet, I'd have to say, is 97% Ralph Lauren. It's just a brand that I can see myself in. It's comfortable, beautifully designed. It's just like quality American pieces. When it comes to my hunt, what am I looking for? I'm always stopping whenever I see a good collared shirt. And if it has detail on it, kind of like this Mercer shirt, well then that's even better. I'm willing to pay a little bit more for extra embroidery or design details that other shirts don't have. Is there a specific era of Ralph Lauren that I'm looking for? Yes and no. My favorite era of Ralph Lauren is kind of that sweet spot between like mid to late 90s up until about 2010. We're looking for shirts that are stamped the Blake shirt, definitely hunting for shirts from the big shirt. Now, what do these mean? Along the way, Ralph Lauren used to name the different cuts and sizes of the shirts with different names. The Blake shirt, which is my absolute favorite and I think makes up the majority of my closet, it's going to have like a wider body, a more relaxed construction. This is going to be like a good everyday shirt. You can wear it to work, you can dress it down for the weekends with a pair of shorts and some Sperry's. The Blake shirt just lends itself perfectly to every facet of life. Additionally, I also like the Mercer cut. This is going to be like this one. The Mercer cut's a little bit more of a slim fit, a little bit more, you know, modern in cut. Additionally, the big shirt. Now this for Ralph Lauren collectors, this is like the end all be all shirt. And I have one in my collection. Whenever I see another one, immediate buy on site, because the big shirt, this is like your comfy weekend shirt. You've got this, maybe it's layered up with another shirt underneath, kind of like this. The big shirt is just aspirational collector's piece when it comes to the Ralph Lauren shirting collections. But when you're shopping for Ralph Lauren, the key takeaway, whether you're thrifting it, whether you're at the vintage market, or if you're at my secret outlet location, always look for extra details. We're looking at the buttons. Are they the leather woven buttons? We're looking at extra embroidery. We're looking at extra wear on the shirts. We're looking for rarer fabrics, much like this red shirt. This is a Blake shirt in a silk and linen blend. You can kind of see the Dupioni silk and the variations. It's lightweight, it's breathable, and it catches the light absolutely beautifully. So let me walk you through some of the pieces that I found that day, and we're going to kick it off with my first find, this absolutely fantastic corduroy jacket. Now this piece is Polo Ralph Lauren, and I found this at Storm Gallery, and for all of the vendors that I met that day, I'm going to have their Instagrams linked down below for you, so that way you can also shop their upcoming drops. But this piece still retails for, well, on the pre-owned market for a lot more than what I got it for. What stood out to me was the color. I love a good corduroy moment, especially in fall and winter. Being 6'7", having the long arms, the long torso, anytime a sleeve can fit me, especially on like a jacket or a blazer, immediate purchase. This piece, I love how the venting in the back is at the edges of the shoulder. There's also this kind of belted panel across the back that kind of helps cinch in the waist. These leather woven buttons absolutely sealed the deal. Sometimes you have to look really closely at these. They can kind of be just like a pressed plastic, which is not the vibe, but these are woven leather. At some point it looks like someone's cat chewed on a few, so I'm gonna have to take these to my tailor and get them fixed. This is gonna be really great for those late fall fall evenings. Being that it's a navy blue, I can wear this into winter quite easily. I think I'm gonna get a lot of bang for my buck out of this piece. And Andrew from Storm Gallery, he was nice enough to let me bundle a couple of these, because from him I got the blazer, and then I also picked up this Mercer shirt. Now this reminded me of my college days when I was just getting into Ralph Lauren pretty heavily. I was always going for shirts with numbers on them. This has a 3. We have the collar in the white against the blue. We have the equestrian goods stamp here on the Ralph Lauren shirt. It's kind of funny because right now Ralph Lauren has a custom program where you can pick the shirt, different colors, numbers. I was actually going to have a shirt made with this exact crest. So when I saw this in Andrew's booth, I was like, immediate purchase. And I even love how underneath, if I wanted to pop the collar, which I'm not really that guy, but occasionally I aspire to be, I love that this has a secondary fabric underneath. We have the stripes. So this is what I'm talking about. This piece perfectly embodies what we're looking for in a Ralph Lauren piece at a vintage market. We've got the number on here. We have the extra embroidery. We have the additional colors, and we have good quality. I've checked the cuffs here. There's very minor wear. The white collar, perfectly clean. This fit like a glove. Now this is a Mercer fit. So normally I wear a Blake style fit. Mercer is gonna be a little bit more supermodel, sucked in, slim fit. We're working on losing weight. This is gonna look pretty fire this summer. I cannot wait to style this. I already have a few really cool ideas. Let me know what you think down in the comments how I've styled this, and what would you do differently? Because that's what I love about these pieces. We all kind of interact with Ralph Lauren in a different way. How you see the brand, how I see and wear the brand are gonna be two completely different experiences, and that's just kind of what makes all of this fun, right? Now this next piece, you guys, I saw this was in Stogie's booth. Again, I'll have his Instagram down below. I absolutely loved this shirt. So growing up, I was huge into camp. I loved going to Camp Crosley every summer. If you're a Camp Crosley former attendee, let me know down in the comments because I absolutely adore camp. What I loved about this shirt, this was giving all of the camp counselor energy. I saw this paired up with a Henley underneath, and I love this one because it says athletic canoeing here at the top. Again, we have the additional embroidery. When you flip up the collar, you can actually see this shirt is very sun faded, which I think is so freaking cool. Now, I know this wasn't originally done by Ralph. This shirt has seen a lot of life. It's got a lot of stories. Hopefully it's been canoeing once or twice. I see this with the Henley, some dark green shorts, maybe some boots for hiking. This is just gonna be one of those perfect casual summer fits. Watch out, he's throwing a fit. Sticking to the line of polos, another one that I picked up. I love a good PK cotton polo because I like my shirts a little bit thicker. This is such a good color. Imagine this with tan jeans, my Stetson belt, my Ferragamo driving moccasins, a good Ralph Lauren Ricky. This is gonna be a really good late summer outfit going into fall. Maybe I even pair this layered with my dark brown corduroy overshirt. The possibilities are endless. And the thing with Ralph Lauren, you always want to make sure that you have a couple of extra layers on top to really kind of cement the look. Otherwise, it's just kind of like a nice dress shirt, right? We're looking to layer. We're looking for pieces that can easily integrate into our wardrobes, help build new looks. I mean, a basic brown polo is a great place to start. Another shirt that I was incredibly excited to find, and I've kind of already touched on this a little bit, is this red Blake shirt. This shirt was made out of silk and linen. So this is going to be a great summer blend. I have the most amazing shorts that I picked up at my secret location. Stay tuned, we're getting to it, I promise. But I have the most amazing schooner shorts. This shirt, it's the Blake shirt, but up a whole other level. Like I said, we've got the variations from the silk in here. We have the linen blend. It's nice and lightweight. This is gonna be so breathable. I can only imagine the breeze coming off the waterfront, and this is gonna be the perfect summer shirt. I'm actually kind of curious what other colors this particular material came in for the Blake. I can imagine a nice navy blue, a deep rich green. I'm definitely gonna be keeping my eye out for more of these silk linen blends. As a Ralph Lauren collector, I had no idea that something like this was out there. So I've shown you all the things that I bought. What did I pass on? Well, first and foremost, I always pass on things with condition issues. Does it have too many holes, too many rips, or is there like a weird stain across the front? Those are gonna be the pieces that I inevitably always leave behind. There was a fair share of Ralph Lauren shirts and sweaters that I had to leave behind. Gotta be very picky, and you have to have a very acute eye. When you're either thrifting or vintage shopping, you need to be checking everything. The material, the wear pattern, did the person wash it properly? I'm 6'7", so if someone dries a shirt, the sleeves are gonna shrink up and it's not gonna fit me. It's gonna be a waste of money. Another thing that I passed on, and this item kills me still 2 weeks later because it's lived in my head rent free. There was this glorious Eddie Bauer. It was like a quilted fishing vest, utilitarian canvas. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was absolutely amazing. Big flap cargo pockets. As a collector, I have to be I have to be very intentional with what I purchase. The items at these vintage markets, the thrift stores, they're sometimes priced too good to leave things behind. And being that I live in a smaller Chicago suburban apartment, space is finite. And if I had the biggest closet in the world, trust me, I could fill it up in a week and a half. But sometimes you have to leave items behind because either space or because of cost. Now, this Eddie Bauer vest, worth every single penny that the seller had it marked at, but it was marked at $100. I'd already spent a pretty penny earlier in the day when we started out at the market, and I knew after the market we'd be heading over to my super secret Ralph Lauren location, which I'm going to share with you guys here in just a few minutes, so stick around. And I told myself, you know what, we need to be smarter with our money, we also need to be smarter with our space, and I'm glad I did, because when we went to the Ralph Lauren outlet, guys, I found the most amazing items. It's absolutely insane. So after we did a couple of laps around the vintage market, there was one more stop I had to make, and it was nearby. So we jumped in the car and we headed over to the next location for a little bit more Ralph Lauren hunting. What sets this store location apart from all the other Ralph Lauren factory outlets? First of all, the unassuming exterior. Secondly, we're going to be talking about the inventory inside, because this store, the amount of rare and incredible Ralph Lauren pieces I've found over the years just at this one location far outweighs all of the other Ralph Lauren full price stores, other outlet stores. It is absolutely insane. Now, the typical Ralph Lauren outlet, they're going to have a lot of the discontinued polo pieces from the boutiques and the flagships. Maybe it's the made-for factory stuff that you see at all of the factory stores. They're going to be pretty cookie cuttered. No matter what location you're going to, you're going to probably find a majority of the same stock in inventory. This store actually gets Ralph Lauren dead stock. I've actually confirmed this with the employees there, which is absolutely insane. This store will get like the one-off pieces where they might only have like one or two items that aren't selling across the nation, get funneled to this particular location. Do they have dead stock from 10, 15 years ago that they found in a warehouse or a trailer somewhere? Ends up at this location. And I can confirm that because sometimes I'll be walking through the store and I actually recognize specific pieces that were in stores like 15, 20 years ago. There are even defunct Ralph Lauren diffusion lines that show up at this outlet. After you enter this unassuming looking location, the very front part of the store, that's going to be the more current items, the items that are made for factory or maybe recently discontinued polo items. Now, when we get to the middle of the store, that is where you find all of the major treasures. I have found so many rare, very old, discontinued pieces in the middle of that store. Now, one of you commented recently that you missed out on the yellow striped shirt. They still have all of the colors at this location almost a year later. Now, the back of the store, that is Big and Tall. And guys, some stores, they'll have like a few pieces from Big and Tall. This store has a large dedicated section just to Big and Tall. They have outerwear, shirts, pants, you name it, this section has it for you. They also have a big children's section. They actually have home goods, housewares. They have Christmas ornaments, small leather goods. Ladies, they have the Polo Play and Polo ID bags that show up over there. The amount that this store gets is just incredible. The fact that it's all heavily discounted too doesn't hurt either. I've already told you how the store is kind of laid out, and I was in that middle section, the sweet spot, if you will. Now, being 6'7", I don't normally find pants in stores, let alone discounted stores, but when I saw these, the material was just too special not to pick up. I first noticed the beautiful tweed and these green window pane checks. I'm like, okay, let's see what these are all about. I pulled them out and I saw that they were the 3/4 length pants with the little buckles on the sides. Again, we're looking for detail, we're looking for quality, we're looking for construction. Then I checked out where they were made, the material, and that's when I saw it, made in Italy. I'm like, oh my God, these are insane. So then I'm like fishing for the price tag, right? Like I'm looking for it. I'm like, okay, how much are they? What size are they? Because I don't even know yet. I flipped over the price tag. They're a size 38, which is my current size. And I saw that they were $498. Of course, they don't have an extra sticker on there, so I had no idea how much they would actually be. So I'm doing the mental math. I'm like, okay, I passed on the Eddie Bauer vest over at the vintage market, so I can probably afford another, 100 or so for these pants because, guys, these are too special to leave behind. I asked my guy for the fitting room. He let me in. I tried this on, and another thing we'll talk about here in a second. I was like, okay. We get to the register. I'm like, how much are these pants? Can you do a price check for me? With all of the discount and everything, $500 for me, became 30 bucks. I have spent more on 2 burritos at a Chipotle than these beautiful Italian trousers. I cannot wait to style these fall. I don't have the right socks or boots for them yet, so I can't throw a fit for you right now. This is what they looked like on the model over at the Ralph Lauren website back in the day. I mean, who wore it better? Obviously, it's going to be me. These are the type of pieces we don't leave behind. We're looking at the pleating here on the front. We've got 2 pleats. We have the buttons for the suspenders. We have the buckles for the legs. $500 for 30 bucks. Can you please, can we have a moment of silence for these beautiful trousers? So the fun doesn't stop there because I found a few more amazing items. I obviously mentioned that I need a Henley for my camp counselor look. So I picked up this one. It's in like a fabulous oatmeal colorway. Just a beautiful, simple Polo Ralph Lauren moment here. This piece was originally marked at $79. It's marked down to 30. I think I paid like 10 or 16 bucks for it. It's a Henley, so it doesn't need much fanfare. I also picked up a new pair of dark green shorts. These are just in a linen. I think these are gonna be fantastic this summer. Again, they can work with my whole camp counselor vibe. I really enjoy Ralph Lauren shorts. They wear well. Sometimes if in the summertime, if you wear the same pair of shorts a lot, it wears out here in the crotch and then you're left with kind of a tattered moment there. My Ralph Lauren shorts have never failed me. I picked these up. The extra large fits me really well. My waist is like a 38 right now. These are elastic, so hopefully as I lose a little bit more weight, they'll still work as I get to a 36, maybe a 34, who knows? Lastly, this was kind of another big moment. Now, my husband actually found this over in Big and Tall. I don't shy away from oversized things, obviously. I love my big shirt. That's a moment. But this piece, this is a cashmere sweater from Polo Ralph Lauren, still fairly recent, originally marked at $348, marked down to $49 with an additional 25% off that, and an additional 25% off that. I probably got this for like 25 bucks. A cashmere sweater at the secret Ralph Lauren outlet. You guys are missing out if you don't know about this place. That is everything I got and how I kind of plan to style it over the next few months. So I have made you wait long enough. Where is my super special secret Ralph Lauren outlet location? Guys, I haven't even told my friends about this location. That is how I have gate kept this spot for a handful of years at this point. Well, if you are in the northeastern part of Illinois, maybe you're driving through, maybe you live here as well, this is going to be tucked away at Gurnee Mills. Now, I'm sure some of you already guessed this because I can't be the only one that knows about this. The amount of inventory that this store has, you guys, and at the price points they are, absolutely insane. Like, I tallied up the math and I should have spent in these 4 items well over $1,000. I had $900 just wrapped up in the cashmere sweater and the trousers alone, and I think I walked out of the store paying under $100 for all of it. It is absolutely insane. So if you're in the area, feel free, stop by, check it out. I'll have the address down below for you. It is definitely worth a trip. If you're a huge Ralph Lauren collector like I am, maybe wait for like a holiday or when you get a text message with the 25 or 30% off code, head into the store. Guys, the stuff is practically free. We're doing Ralph Lauren collector math here. The stuff at this store is all free, so load up on it if you can. What was this all about? What did today represent for me? And I think it kind of helped me reflect on where I'm at in my clothing journey. I love collecting clothing, bags. I love Ralph Lauren. So for me, it just makes sense to find some of these rarer pieces, whether that be at my secret outlet location that you're now privy to, or at different vintage markets. It's part of the hunt, first and foremost. And also I think it's kind of helping to build a more dynamic wardrobe that's kind of built around everyday life and the stories that that's going to tell. The big takeaway that I want for you is that quality exists in unexpected places. So if you have the eye for it, you're going to find some amazing deals and you're going to cultivate the sickest style of your own. It's just like that next level. It's absolute bliss, it's excitement, and you're pumped up and you want to do it more. It's actually kind of addicting, quite honestly. Now, let me know down in the comments, why do you guys thrift? Why do you go to vintage markets? Why do you go to outlets? Let's get a conversation going on that topic because I think this has so many levels to it that we should unpack. Now, this was the second part of the I Found series, which we kicked off with my find of a $160 designer bag, which is still blowing my mind. You can get a good quality bag and not pay it fortune. That's kind of insane. That doesn't happen often these days. I look forward to finding out more. Like I said, if you find great things, let me know down in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going. Don't be like me and gatekeep your Ralph Lauren finds. Trust me, share the wealth. We're all in this game together as collectors. It's just a ton of fun. And until next time, guys, stay safe, have fun. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye. And as I promised, the I Found series is off to a great start. Check out this $160 bag that I purchased and reviewed. Trust me, you're going to be mind blown too.